they become transparent, what do you expect?
Haki nimekuwa nikijiuliza, like nani huyo atakuja kuzungumzia story ya chakula za hospitalini? Okay, well, we do not come there to feast. We are not coming to the hospital to feast.
We're going there to get better.
Yeah, people come there to get better, but as they get better, you also need to look at the nutrition.
Do you know you cannot get better without foods, without the proper nutrition? And I'll give you an example. So right now, there are some medicines that you're supposed to consume with specific kinds of foods.
Yeah.
For example, let's say you are you just had a bone marrow transplant. So that means that your body is recovering to repair the blood that you have lost.
Yes.
So replenish rather the blood that you have lost. So there are certain foods that you will need to take. Foods rich in iron.
Yeah.
Foods rich in proteins. Right? Foods that will more or less repair the broken vessels, that will repair where you have been punctured as they were trying to, remove the old marrow and put in the new marrow. And there's no way utaenda upatue tuko ugali kila siku, because it is just not sufficient. And there are other foods that will help the uptake of these nutrients, the ions and the calciums. So if you do not have those catalysts within the food, then you're not helping this particular patient. You understand? So nutrition is and recovery go hand in hand.
They go hand in hand, but unfortunately, in our hospitals, most of the hospitals, and especially at the public hospitals, most of the time when you go there, the meal is just constant. It is rice and cabbage.
Yeah.
Rice and beans.
Right.
Yeah, so irrespective of what you're suffering from. I don't know whether that is a question I've been asking, like unaenda hospitali, you're wondering like, na watu tu kila time tu indo food tu mpaka lazima hospitali itoe. I thought it was a standard.
A couple of years back, a family member of mine got really ill, and we managed to raise some funds to take this particular patient to hospital. But before we raised those funds, a lot of people were telling me, hey, take this person to Kenyatta National Hospital. Take him, to what is it called? A national hospital, basically.
Yes.
A government hospital.
Yeah.
Mimi siko baya. Mimi, I was very adamant. Na nilisema huyu mtu ataenda kwa private hospital, and we looked for that money where we had to look for it, and we got it. So me, I say that public hospitals are okay, they're fine. I have seen people go there, they get treated, they come out better people. But me usemanga, if you can take your person to a private institution, it is expensive. For sure.
Who's gonna use the public institutions?
It is very expensive. Public institution tutatumia tu when you hawezi enda kwa private, of course itabidi wameenda kwa public. But mimi husema, if you can get your person to a private hospital, it's going to be very expensive for sure, but you're guaranteed of the best healthcare. I have seen people at one of the public hospitals that I will not mention. A patient alianguka kutoka kwa kitanda, kaanguka chini because they were having a seizure. You know, seizure is when
and nobody is there to look for them.
So they had a seizure until they fell down. And they can get
Yeah, I think basically if manake, see, we are contributing money in this medical this health funds.
Yes.
Right? So since we are contributing money, maybe it is just that people have never raised a voice, because I think this is the first time I'm seeing such kind of a story about the nutrition in these hospitals, these health facilities. So I think it is something now that has come to the public, and if now the SHA, even the hospitals, because of course they will go and claim for money, like this person, because when we are saying you're paying for a bed, you're paying for bed and food.
Yes.
Just like the hotels where you say bed and breakfast. So ukienda pale nakonga ni bed and meals is being catered for. That is in the hospital. So when they are billing the fund, of course wanaeka hiyo bill wakisema kama kitanda per day ni 4,500. We are per day. We are assuming this is taking care of the medicines that are being used. We
even
the gloves,
gloves, cannulas, bottles, the spoon they give you.
Yes, it already has profit in it.
Right.
So I think it is just fair. Now these facilities now started looking at the nutrition, what they are offering our patients.
Right.
Yeah, and that is why mtu ataenda kuclaim aseme tunataka 4,000 for this person per night.
Yeah.
Amelala kwa hii hospitali. So let us just be fair. Kama tunasema tuko hospitali, we are treating people. I think nutrition tunasema like chakula by the way is the first medicine to a sick person. Yeah, food mpaka kwa sababu hata saizi wewe ukiwa mgonjwa if you eat,
yes,
unapata ile courage kidogo, hata unaweza kusimama. But a patient who does not have food, who has not eaten, who is eating wrong,
yeah,
you realize that they become they are
recovery
more,
is
recovery ina take a longer time than that other person whose nutrition is being checked well, who is taking fruits. So anyway, it is a responsibility that we Kenyans do. Wewe unajua na mgonjwa hospitali, carry with you fruits. Ukienda kule mbebe uji umeweka, angalau umeweka hapo kamaziwa, umeweka Blue Band
but sasa unajua hapo ndio shida iko. Sometimes you might take medicine or other food to a patient and end up making things worse. For example, there's some medicine that shouldn't interact with milk.
Yeah.
Shouldn't interact with calcium, which is found in vitu kama bones and nyama. So wewe unadhani unapelekea mgonjwa wako chakula kimsaidie,
kumbe unaenda kummaliza,
unaenda kufanya reverse huko kinye madaktari wanajaribu kufanya. So it's okay to take food to your patient for sure, but sometimes I think it's also good if you can do it in consultation with the hospital and tell them, look, my husband or my wife doesn't like hospital food, she prefers home cooked meals na anapenda sana nikimpikia. Unaona? Sasa uulize tu daktari nifanye nini, because also let's not forget, we've had incidences at Kenyatta National Hospital where patients have died mysteriously.
Yeah.
Because something came from outside and this particular patient was poisoned. So also, not everyone is genuine when they're bringing you food into the hospital. Unaweza kuwa umegonjeka Patricia and I always have ill will against you. Na niamue kukumaliza now that uko hospitali na watu hata ijua. Tadhani tu, Trisha alimalizwa na ule ugonjwa. Kumbe ni mimi nimekuwa nikikupatia tu sumu pole pole. So, you might want to take food to your patient, but just consult or just tell the hospital what your patient prefers.
Well, without deviating from the fact that we want hospitals to just ebu wapandishe game ya the food they are offering to patients.
Pesa.
No, without deviating to that, we don't want to look like also that tunaingilia madaktari. They know better by the way than us.
Have you been to have you been to an hospital like let's say even Mata or Aga Khan? Bana pale wanakula kifahari. Okay. Now you're given portions, huge portions. Wewe kula
unashiba.
Sometimes you even eat with the people who've come to visit you. Yes.
Lakini huku kwingine
now you can imagine asubuhi umeamka tu kwa salama, then you go to a hospital and you're told you need surgery. I was like, no, there is no way I've been okay for the last very many years I've been alive. Then suddenly today you're telling me I need surgery. So I told them that I need a second opinion, and I went to a different hospital. And when I got to that other hospital, they did thorough checks as compared to the first hospital I had gone to. Thorough. I ended up paying a lot of money for sure. Huko niliacha pesa mingi sana. Niliacha pesa yani ukelipo leo kama mshahara. So I left a lot of money in that hospital. And they got a different diagnosis, which was way better because they were using better instruments, better diagnostic tools, and better diagnostics, ways to do this. So they found I had a different problem from what the first hospital had told me. And they just gave me medicine and they told me, kwaheri ya kuonana. Had I agreed to the first hospital, right now, do you know I'd be to the first hospital? Right now, do you know I'd be having a very huge scar? Chances are I wouldn't even be in the office today. Yeah. So what we are saying is, I hope this new law that is being proposed by the political elites is actually going to help us curb misdiagnosis. And help save lives. Because sometimes unaweza tu pale uko na shida fulani ya tumbo unaumwa, and because your doctors don't do the thorough checks that they need to do, they end up removing your heart, telling you that you need a heart transplant, or end up telling you that you need a lung transplant, or whatever transplant that they consider or they deem fit. And maybe the problem has got nothing to do with your heart.
And we have so many patients who have died, by the way, on the issues of misdiagnosis. And you have there are people cannot even follow up. They cannot even take that issue to court.
Right.
You know, there are some people who will not take it lightly. They are going to sue you. And there are some other people, they do not, hata hawana hiyo uwezo. Kitu ya kwanza, hata umekuwa misdiagnosed, you are in a hospital, bill iko pale iko kubwa, they cannot even raise money to pay that. So sometimes they just have to ignore. Kuna vitu zingine wanasema, okay, now that he has gone, wacha tu. And they are looking at now the court, the in today court, kesho court,
right.
Even they are looking at all that. Mtu anasema tu, okay, wacha tu juu ameenda, hata nikienda nikipiga kesi ikipita, he's not going to come back to life.
Yeah.
But it's just something that takes in the issue of professionalism.
Yep.
Yeah, and especially kuna vitu sio za kugamble nazo Mbuvi.
True.
Especially issues to do with health.
Yeah.
Yeah, let us just get the right people kwa issues za mambo na health.
I hope we can also get people arrested or answerable for a wrong pregnancy misdiagnosis.
Yes.
I know a friend who went for pregnancy test. Na venye alifika hivi kwa hospitali ama kwa, it was a local clinic. Akasema, you know, I think I'm pregnant. Then the hospital or the clinic akasema, let's do an ultrasound. Na akafanywa ultrasound. Kaambua, my friend, you're pregnant, congratulations. They even told her she was like about 7 weeks or 8 weeks pregnant. Yes. Mpaka tukasikia heartbeat. You know, that's how they do the ultrasound, eh? So this lady left the clinic knowing, sasa mimi naenda kukua nani mzazi. And this was her first pregnancy.
Okay.
She even started doing shopping. You know, small things, to socks to mtoto. The what are they called? The onesies. Kaanza kununua tumafuta. You know, akisema akikuwa msichana. So she was buying unisex clothes. She even bought a stroller.
That is at 7 weeks.
Yeah. Because she was very excited.
Well,
and she was buying over time, eh? Because by the 3rd month, she started realizing, lakini, this thing kwani it's not growing.
But okay, ndo afike the 3rd month.
Yes.
Already
alikuwa ameambiwa already ako like 2 months pregnant. So this is 2 plus 3, this is 5 months. Suspect mko na mimba mnaendanga tu hospitali.
Well, so okay, because I know there are so many things happening, especially nowadays. You can also be trapped, unaambiwa, you know, sometimes even kuna games watu
expanding. And I'm not feeling like movements in there, you know. And the new hospital, the new doctors wakamuuliza, did you do a urine test? She said, no, I did an ultrasound, and the ultrasound showed me everything. Akaambiwa, let's do a urine test first before we waste money on ultrasound. Akasema, sawa. Urine test ikafanywa,
akapata hana
negative.
So that is why I'm telling you that could have been mchezo ya town. So akauliza daktari, is it